Hello everyone, welcome to another week in my 4th grade class. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Marily Sanchez and I'm a 4th grade teacher in South Florida. Today is Monday, March 11th, 2024, and I'm coming to you at the end of the day. So today was a very big writing heavy day. I did work on finishing introducing Unit 5 Weeks 1 and 2 and Wonders with my Block 1 this morning, which are my advanced learners, since they didn't finish the reflection sheet from last week. So today we remembered what the study blast was on so that they could finish their reflection on something they found surprising from it. And then I read them the read aloud, which was Stick Like a Gecko. And they needed to write something that they liked. Then after that, we worked on the rest of the class period on our writing, making sure that they were writing their body paragraphs and following the tree writing strategy. So let me show you what I gave to the students today as a resource. So just to remind you, first of all, this is the reflection sheet that I gave to both of my classes last week. After we watched the video, they wrote something they learned. After we read the study blast, they wrote something that they found surprising. And after they heard the read aloud, they wrote something they liked. Now, as for the writing, this is the prompt that we are working on. It's an expository essay on invasive species. And this is just from before. So this is our source 1, all annotated. On the back is our source 2, our source 3, which has 2 pages, and then our planning sheet, which has our APT so that we remember what we're writing about, and the notes that we found for the sources. On the back of the planning sheet is our writing plan, which is in our spaceship. So we also wrote some topic sentences to go for each of those to help students get started with their body paragraph writing. And this is the body paragraph that I modeled for the students last week, writing it live together with them and modeling my think alouds. So what I did is I took that paragraph today and I typed it for them and color coded all of the tree so that they knew what each part of my paragraph had. The transitions, the reason/idea for this entire paragraph, the evidence, because I started with evidence, the elaboration, back to evidence, more elaboration, back to evidence, more elaboration, back to evidence, more elaboration. As you can tell, there's a dance going on between evidence and elaboration and making sure the students see all the different ways that I'm supplying the evidence and elaborating on it. And of course, this is the writing reference sheet that I have created for my students, and we got this last week, or I reprinted it last week so that they could use it. With my block 2, my ELL students, we looked at our expository writing planner, and what we did is I had the students copy their introduction into a writing sheet, which I'm trying to find here. Found it. All right, so I had them write on this line sheet of paper their introduction, and then depending on what problem they wrote as their first one from source 1, I modeled this paragraph for them. I'm trying to keep it simple with my ELL learners because they're ESOL level 1s and 2s who are still just learning English. And then I started giving them the beginning of paragraph 2, but then they needed to fill it out themselves using the information that we had on our planner, along with our planning sheet, and on the back they have their planner. And of course we have our source 1 and source 2. So my ELL students only worked on the first 2 sources, and then once they were done with that, they copied their conclusion on the back of the sheet so they can have a full essay on this topic. The next step for my ELL students will be to type that essay on Performance Matters so they can get that computer practice. My block 1 advanced learners, they're still working on their body paragraphs and they're gonna work on their introductions and conclusions before they go ahead and start typing it on Performance Matters. So that is all that I have for today. I will see you tomorrow. Hello everyone, it's the end of the day, Tuesday, finished with my Minecraft club. And here's the rundown of what we did today. I started this morning with my ELL group, and as soon as they came in, they were working on a phonics practice sheet on open syllable vowels, or syllables with open vowels or open syllables. You know what I mean? So they were sorting through the words and also looking for the meaning of some words. Some of the words I had to obviously help them with. So this is what that sheet looks like. This is for my Wonder series. So again, here are the list of words. Students had to sort them into the different vowel sounds that they were creating. And then on the back, we had the list of words. Students had to match the ones with the definition and then complete the sentences with the correct words. After we did that, we went ahead and read Your World Up Close, and I gave the students a sheet, which is a writing frame that Wonders provides for us, so that as we read, the students were filling in the blank with important information that will make a summary of the text. So this is the passage. It is our shared read. It goes over microscopes. So not only did we read it and complete that writing frame that I'm going to show you in a minute, but we also completed the Find Text Evidence questions that go over summarize, chronology, and antonyms, as well as photographs and captions. This is the writing frame. And again, as we read, the students looked at the text and they let me know what are the words that completed this writing frame, so it makes a summary of the entire passage. That's pretty much all I did with my block 2 this morning. And then I had my block 1. With my block 1, we did the same thing as well. We went ahead and read Your World Up Close, and we answered the Find Text Evidence questions. This is something that I had left for them with the sub last week, so I just was making sure that they had done it. We went ahead and reviewed the vocabulary. They completed the chronology organizer as well as the respond to reading question. So in the next page after the shared read are all the vocabulary. And I also went online and showed them the photos that go with the vocabulary. We went ahead and reviewed antonyms, and we went ahead and make sure we completed this chronology graphic organizer on the beginning of the passage, which was on page 13. And then the students answered the respond to reading question, which was why are electron microscopes useful? And then as students were finishing the assignment, I gave them their writing so that they can continue writing their body paragraphs for the invasive species expository essay. And I also gave students a new sheet of paper where they can write their introduction and conclusion, as well as a sheet with a collection of different examples of introductions for this particular essay. So this is the sheet right here with the prompt and reminders of how to write the introduction and the conclusion. And here are the introduction examples that I gave to the students. So that was my day with my students. Minecraft Club, we're just getting ready for next week, which is the last club meeting date. Next week, we're getting ready to fight the Ender Dragon and beat the game. And I'm also going to plan to have some treats for them since it's the last day of the club. So that's it. That's all that I have for today. I'll see you very soon for Wednesday. It's the end of the day Tuesday, and I'm going to make this quick because I'm about to go to a faculty meeting. But this morning I started with my gifted group, my advanced group, and they were working on finishing their chronology graphic organizer and a response to reading question in their reading writing companion books on Your World Up Close. And then I gave them the Performance Matters writing test, which was an expository test, writing test that is cold read. So it's the first time they ever seen the prompt. And I gave them, I think, over an hour to work on it. And I'm going to give them some more time tomorrow. And the students were working on analyzing the prompt, reading the sources, taking notes, using the planning sheet, and typing their essays. And this is what I did while they were typing their essay. I also went ahead and, completed the writing planning sheet along with them. So I put the APT here, and I started taking my notes for source 1, source 2, and source 3. I coded the details that went together, and this is my plan for how people use the arts to express themselves. So those are the 3 that I chose. And I did type my essay, which I copied and pasted into a Word document so I could save it. So here's my short intro, first body paragraph, and that follows our tree strategy. And then we have the second body paragraph, and then we have the third that ends over here, and then the conclusion. Then I had my block 2, which is my ELO learners. So with them, we were working on reviewing the vocabulary for Your World Up Close and then completing the graphic organizer and having them do the respond to reading question the same as my advanced group, but using a closed answer, a closed paragraph answer. Again, I'm using my ESO strategies to modify it for them so that I give them the appropriate scaffolds, but still have them engage with the same type of story and reading skills. This is the graphic organizer, and I have the passage that we annotated, and here it is up close so that they can complete the graphic organizer on the order of events, on how photomicrography was developed, and then this is the closed answer that they have, and then they have the word box, and they just had to put the correct word to complete the sentence. So I started kind of guiding them a little bit with it, and then eventually at the end of class, I didn't show them this, but I did rewrite it on a separate sheet, like so, just so that they can see how they were supposed to do it in their book, since it's a blank sheet, and they needed to write the words that they saw in the example that I gave them and just replace the blank spaces with the correct words. And that is all that I have for today, Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow. Hello everyone, it's the end of the day, Thursday. Just finished with the students and getting ready to leave. And today I started with my ELL group this morning, and they had a passage that we read together on telescopes. We read in our shared read about microscopes, so now we were reading about telescopes, and I made sure to point out the root word tele and what it means, along with reminding them what the root word or what the root micro means. And yes, so we read about 3 different telescopes that have helped scientists learn about our universe. And then the students answered some questions related to the passage, along with responding to our essential question and what they were able to learn from the passage, and completing a chronological order graphic organizer. After that, they started their writing test on Performance Matters. That's my ELL group. I did give them additional help with how they should structure their planning sheet and just some tips on how they can write a simple topic sentence. I don't want their introductions to be very involved since they're just learning English. I just want them to be able to look at the prompt and be able to use the words of what they're going to be writing about to restate it as their topic sentence, and then start their body paragraph on whatever they're going to answer or respond to. And then I guided them a little bit on what they can do as they read the sources. So they need more time to finish that tomorrow. My advanced group in the afternoon also read the same passage, but it's differentiated. So they had it a little bit more advanced for them, obviously. And they did the same activity. And as they were finishing it, they were working on completing their writing test. So this is the passage, a close-up of our universe. It talks about the Hubble telescope, and it does use chronological order. It talks about the Spitzer telescope and the James Webb telescope, which is actually the telescope that was able to see, or for us, it was able to show us the beginnings of our universe. And that was a big deal last year. That was a big story. So they answered these questions, and then here they responded to the chronology organizer on the 3 major events on those telescopes. Here's that same passage, but for my advanced group, as you can see, they don't get the extra picture. They just get this one with the caption. The words are different, and they don't have any sentence starters. They just answer the questions. And of course, they had the same graphic organizer that I was able to put together for them. So that's pretty much everything that we were able to do today, Thursday. And yes, yesterday, our faculty meeting, we were going over training for the writing test, which is going to be Tuesday after we come back from spring break. So we're gone spring break. We come back Monday, April 1st. Which I'm going to use as a review date. And then that Tuesday, April 2nd, is our state writing test. I know it's coming in so closely. And next week, we have on Tuesday a practice writing day for the test that both 4th and 5th grade are going to do on Tuesday. And they're going to use the online platform, the practice platform, that will look similar to the real test that they will take. So they have that experience with it. I am going to get going. I might stop at urgent care. My arm is continuing to bother me. It's been 2 weeks now. But today I had a new symptom, which is my thumb starts to go numb. That has that tingling sensation. And it's my dominant arm. So I'm thinking it's probably a pinched nerve. I'm not sure. It feels like it's my radial nerve. So I just want to get checked. I do have an appointment next Wednesday with my orthopedic doctor, but I just wanted to go to urgent care, get checked up, just to make sure it's nothing like I should like take care of now, and then wait for my appointment next week. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'll see you in a few short seconds to close out the week. Hello everyone, welcome to the end of the day Friday. Yes, if you can tell, my right eye is like swollen and red. Last night something went in my eye. I think it was probably a cat hair. It like pinched me, and I did the terrible thing of rubbing it. Don't do that. And I'm allergic to my cat hairs, so my eye got super swollen, and this part of my eye was like jelly because of the allergic reaction. So I tried to do allergy drops. That didn't really help. It hurt a lot. So I knew I had scratched it. And I took some Allegra. I rinsed it out as much as I could. I used my natural tears. It got better. I know it kind of looks bad, but last night it was worse. My eye doesn't have jelly anymore. So, yeah, so I didn't wear makeup today for obvious reasons. And it doesn't hurt really, but sometimes if I move it on this side, kind of bothers me. But here we are. So anyway, this morning I started with my block 1, and they were working on finishing their writing test on Performance Matters. Students that finished their writing test then moved on to iReady Minutes, and students that were done with both moved on to finishing their invasive species essay. For my block 2, we read A Drop of Water, which is our anchor text, and we talked about sequencing, chronological order. We talked about the photos that were in the passage and helped us understand. And it was a nice passage to read, and the students really enjoyed it. Talked about how water changes from a liquid to a solid to a gas. They talked about evaporation and condensation, how light interacts with water, and of course the water cycle. And there was a section of snowflakes, which was nice for the students to see the nice, beautiful photos of snowflakes and learn a little bit about how snowflakes are formed and how clouds are formed. And then when we came back from specials at the end of the day, they worked on Imagine Learning or iReady Minutes. So there's not much I can show you for what we did today because it was mostly computer work. And I just finished my lesson plans for next week. It is a 4-day school week next week, but Wednesday I am taking the day off. So I was making sure I planned for that day that I'm not going to be here, which I already got all the activities sorted out. Now next week I just have to make copies and also leave the lesson plan instructions for the sub. And yeah, so next week I'm only with the students for 3 days, so it'll be a 3-day school week vlog. But that's it for this week, week 28. Next week will be week 29, and the week before, spring break. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this week. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I hope you have a beautiful, magical day, and don't forget to smile.
Hello dreamers, wishers, and magical thinkers. Thank you so much for making it to the very end of this video and for showing your support. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking on my picture down here. You can also check out my latest videos here and here. Don't forget to believe in the magic that's inside you because you are capable of great things. See you next time.